One question right here.
Thank you, Congressman. Probably this is for Congressman. Since the election and the oath of the president, we see people are on the street. They are protesting, they are getting arrested, and so many things going on. But we don't see much of visibility of the Democratic Party. Well, political issue has to be dealt with politics. Law has to be dealt with law. They are doing, thank you very much, very good. But this country has a crisis already. When the president is tweeting and telling who leaked those stuff, we'll find out why he's tweeting. These people are working for his order. So he has a problem. So I think the Democratic Party should stand up and play proper role, because people are behind them. So please convey this message. We don't know much, because this is not a joke. The countries we came from, we know. We know those situations. Democracy, human rights, no, it could be changed overnight. So please, Democratic Party should play a proper role. A weak opposition party is a disaster for the nation. So this is common, and why they are not visible, please can you share some thoughts?
Well, I appreciate that question. It's a very important observation. I do think I can speak for members of the New York delegation and many members of the House Democratic Caucus. We are going to resist this president at every turn. At every turn, until our long national nightmare is over. Now, I made the observation the other day that this president is the greatest threat to democracy that we've seen since Richard Nixon. And someone pulled me aside and said, that was a pretty good observation, Jeffries, but I've got a better one for you. I said, a better one? I thought Richard Nixon was a pretty low bar. I said, no, he's the worst threat to our democracy since King George and the founding of the Republic. Because what he's attempted to do is really unravel all of the institutions that have made us the envy of the world in terms of our democracy. In terms of pushing back against them, I'll leave policy aside, because I think what troubles many of us in the Congress, and I sit on the Judiciary Committee, is what we believe has transpired as it relates to the entanglement of Donald Trump, his cronies, Vladimir Putin, and the Russians in terms of interfering with our democracy. This is a serious thing. And Richard Nixon once said that America deserves to know if their president is a crook. I never thought I'd agree with Richard Nixon, but I agree. We need to know if Donald Trump is a crook. And the only way to do it is to investigate him with all of the resources that are available. And we plan to continue to push the envelope on that in the Judiciary Committee. Because this is not simply speculation. 17 different intelligence agencies concluded that the Russians interfered with the election for the purpose of helping Donald Trump. As early as December of 2015, top Trump cronies like Carter Page and Paul Manafort and Roger Stone and Michael Flynn were in regular communication with Russian intelligence agencies at the same time the Russians were hacking into our election. We know that the RNC platform was the most pro-Russian in the Republican Party's history. We know that the former National Security Advisor broke the law in communicating illegally with the Russian ambassador in December of 2016. We know that he then resigned in disgrace after lying to the vice president, who then communicated misinformation to the American people. We know that the president will go after our allies like Mexico and Australia, but refuses to say a negative word about our sworn enemy, Russia and Vladimir Putin. In fact, we're convinced that what he really wants to do is to make the Kremlin great again. And so if you put all of it together, including the most recent obstruction of justice that just, in the view of many of us, took place when the White House Chief of Staff attempted to get the FBI to publicly cover up what was taking place, this is a very serious matter. And the American people deserve to know, what did Donald Trump know, and when did he know it?
That's right. So